Other interesting cultural news, you have Planned Parenthood admitting they sell baby parts in an undercover report. Yet another conspiracy theory proven to be true. Can't help but think there's a trend about that in the past couple of years. Now, won't play the whole video, we'll play the first couple minutes or two. This comes to us thanks to Lives of TikTok. And she says, that, quote, "This is insane. Undercover video shows Planned Parenthood employees admitting to and laughing about selling of organs of dismembered body parts from aborted babies. They said this wasn't happening, yet here's the proof. Planned Parenthood is evil," unquote. Which, again, to cover your, I guess you have, yeah, I was going to say, I don't think there's an appropriate warning, I guess. I'm not sure if there's an appropriate way to have this part of the show if there is children listening. But, yeah, this is quite heartbreaking. And yet again, another instance where we're told, oh yeah, this isn't happening, and yet, yeah, it's exactly what's happening. I say this is the footage you're about to see was taken from the undercover meeting with top-level Planned Parenthood abortion providers. Remember when we were told they were just doing cancer screenings there? They're just handing out condoms, we were told. That's the majority of what Planned Parenthood does, we were told. And they fudge the numbers and statistics to try to make that true.
6 months or a year.
Oh, sorry about that. And this video looks like it's from the Center for Medical Progress as well.
6 months or a year ago, you told me about the proposition. And so now every time I...
This is from Dr. quote unquote, Annie, who's the Chief Medical Officer for Planned Parenthood Gulf Coast.
doing meet and Jeannie, I'm like, oh, there's some love.
Yeah, you already know.
I'm like, yeah, I have like a leg for you. I'm like, oh shit. If other people were to hear me, they'd be like, you're evil.
So that other gal was Tracy Nguyen, who's a VP of Abortion Access. Also, it's fascinating when as this has become a cultural and political issue throughout the years, Democrats always love to highlight history and how evil history was. Yeah, look into the history of Planned Parenthood and Margaret Sanger, and where did she strategically place all the abortion clinics, and what was her goal? Well, it's quite horrifying. She's an evil racist who wanted to use it to control the population of minorities. Disgusting. One of those evil things, and yet they never talk about that.
People were to hear me, they'd be like, you're evil.
This says on the screen, Planned Parenthood Gulf ran the biggest abortion clinic in the Western Hemisphere in Houston, Texas. Also, the architecture is rudimentary and disgusting as well. Of the building. Jesus. So it says this clinic aborted babies up to 6 months and sold them for experiments. They say that until the United States Supreme Court ruling on Dobbs v. Jackson ended the Planned Parenthood's abortion practices in Texas on June 24th, 2024, saving countless lives. Again, they say Tram Nguyen is the Vice President of Abortion Access and oversaw all abortion practices at the clinic. Baylor, really? Now, this also says Dr. Anshut Amy, definitely butchering that name, but in this case, don't really care, says is the Chief Medical Officer of Planned Parenthood Gulf Coast. They say, quote, she was instrumental in connecting NIH-funded professors at Baylor College of Medicine with Planned Parenthood to purchase aborted fetuses.
I'm lead technician for Biomax.
So we've been working with them. Missy and I have been talking to them about tissue collection and all this other stuff. Middleman.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
sorry to put you like that.
I don't mind. You know what? Middleman.
So you'll be seeing.
The director of abortion services at Planned
So
Parenthood
you'll be
Gulf
meeting. So you know how you call.
Yes.
Anne is actually the one that's in my clinic 3.5 days out of the week.
Okay, so we'll definitely see each other.
So
And I'm kind of the one who's in charge.
demand right now, it's more profitable for us to isolate it and sell you the vials rather than give you the entire tissue. And I'm just like, are you serious?
It's funny because ever since I think I remember it was like 6 months or a year ago you told me about the proposition, and so now every time I do a DNA, I'm like, oh, there's some lung.
Yeah, you already know, huh?
Like I can like I'm like because I'm
We can do this. I'm telling you.
Down. No, I'm excited.
You told me about the proposition, and so now every time I do a DNA, I'm like, oh, there's some lung.
That is it's like D&E's medical terms, or it's called dilation and extraction is the thing she's referencing to.
Every time I do a DNA, I'm like, oh, there's some lung.
Yeah, you already know, huh?
I was like, where? I was like, where is this? I was like, where's my guy who can play with the tissue? I was like, because they're like trying to sort it, and I was like, I'm like picking up. I'm like, you know, they're like, well, can you show us a sample from today? And I'm like, I was like, is this a really bad day for us? And
I
there's
remember
only
you
one
mentioned that there was
sample.
one that day.
And it was like one bad sample. It was like a 16-year-old kid.
Please go on.
It was like a 16-year-old kid, so we just had to hurry up. Whereas like other days, it's like more intact, where it's like maybe only like an arm that's
I would imagine
disarticulated. Other days, it's like more intact, where it's like maybe only like an arm that's
I would imagine
disarticulated.
between most weeks, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, anywhere between
That's what I
5 and 10
told her.
samples a week.
See?
I mean, just between Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
Wow.
typical.
And that's what I was telling you. Like,
Again, the whole video is on those TikToks, X, Twitter. Definitely horrifying. It got 1.4 million views as well as 45,000 likes, which, again, like years ago, we were told, oh, this is a conspiracy theory. They're not doing that. No, they would never do it. They provide medical assistance for these ladies. They do the breast exams and stuff. They provide contraception only. It's just a small part of the business. Yeah, about that. Some of the top comments comes from Lizard. Oh, apologies for that little soundbite there. Lizard TikTok saying, this disturbing footage was originally captured in 2015 as part of the investigation led by undercover journalist David Dowden. While Harris, who was the AG of California at the time, opened an investigation against him on behalf of Planned Parenthood. An injunction was obtained which prevented the release of this footage until this year, when the court finally ruled that the suppressed footage could be published. He is now facing 8 felony charges because Kamala Harris didn't want him to be exposed to Planned Parenthood for selling body parts of murdered babies, unquote. And that got 2.1 thousand likes. Now you also have Paul Zupa saying, quote, this is really sick. This is a sick reality of what goes on in Planned Parenthood. The organization should be shut down entirely, unquote, getting 53 likes. The Texas One says this is good versus evil, getting 69 likes. Capitalist Mike says, as Attorney General for California, Kamala Harris's arrested a journalist who exposed this, getting 707 likes. And one of the most fascinating hypocrisies, they say they care about, especially they care about whistleblowers, undercover reporters. Barack Obama famously campaigned on that all those years ago. And then, he ended up putting them in jail. Salty Goat says, didn't Kamala as DA charge the last investigation reporter who did this a number of years ago and lock him up, getting 561 likes? And I do forget the specific name of the individual, but yes, there is a similar story. Alyssa says truth and says it's easy to be pro-choice when you're not the one being killed, getting 445 likes. Gerald TM says Planned Parenthood is evil on Earth, getting 289 likes. Happiness says it's a baby, not just blob of cells, and shows a little embryo, getting 277 likes. AKA says, quote, they've always sold baby body parts for profit. This is a big business and why they support abortion so strongly, getting 947 likes. So not seeing a lot of contrarian statements, a lot of people, and again, there are millions of Americans who support this. And yeah, I'm not seeing them in the comment section of this particular area, but it is quite horrifying, and a lot of people have, I mean, will this affect the political campaign of Kamala Harris? I mean, the topic and the cultural and political topic of abortion has changed so radically throughout even just past couple of years. I mean, it's fascinating to see like Democrats back in the day. I mean, I said it once, I'll say it again. I mean, during the Clinton era, I mean, the common messaging culturally and politically was they thought Republicans thought abortion should be limited or not at all, and on average. Then on the left, Democrats, they said, hey, we agree everyone agreed this was a bad thing, left and right and center. They all said this isn't a good thing, but on the left they said, hey, this should be rare. It should be safe, legal, and rare. Those are the 3 bullet points, the talking points they used for like a decade. And the slippery slope theory, again, well, I should say the slippery slope rule of law, I should say, it's shown that, yeah, that's led to now abortion being praised. Some with that side of political aisle, it's almost like coming a passage from some of these people. It's viscerally disgusting and morally disgusting that there are people who are praising gay abortions, which, again, that is horrifying too. And they're proud of it too. That's even more horrifying. They're proud of it. They're pushing it. I think a lot of people in the middle are frankly disgusted by that. And if you look at most polls, most Americans do not want abortion past, I believe, is like 4 to 5 months. On average, like, the percentage of people who approve of it dropped dramatically, especially in third trimester. Very few places actually approve of that. Very few people want it. And you have places like Minnesota where you could actually get abortion all the way up to, basically the day of the birth. I mean, they have 9-month abortions there because, again, that's what the people there voted for, as this has become a state's issue. And it'll be interesting, even though, again, they keep trying to make it a federal level during this election campaign. You just got to keep reminding folks, well, it's on state level. If you don't like the policies, left or right, I mean, just go make some good old Hobby Lobby cardstock signs, go peacefully protest, get a petition, campaign, vote for someone who's going to change it to your liking. It's deceitful that people are trying to make this a federal issue and like, oh yeah, if you vote for me, we'll make it a federal law. It's like, well, no, the Supreme Court was pretty clear about relegating it back to the states, also showing you in the Constitution where it is. But yeah, I guess I shouldn't be too surprised that we actually have this evidence now. But let me know, are you surprised? I mean, are you going to tell your friends? Do you think people finally believe this theory now that we have a lot of concrete evidence? I mean, let me know in the comments, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in. Again, try to get to 4,000 subscribers by the end of the month, so if you could click that button, I really appreciate it. Also, leave me a thumbs up or thumbs down or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take the time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.